Familiar faces and faces I've yet to know. If you don't know me, I'm Reverend Sidney McGill Lindquist, and for the last 11 years, I have been up at Unity of Gainesville here in Georgia, and I am quasi-retired. I'm not sure, I took January off. But I just love what you all have done here and gotten to know Reverend Stephanie and Reverend Annette. And so this is so exciting. Debbie, we know each other. And one of the classes that I have loved teaching, and I have taught it for, this will be my 8th year, and it's compassionate communication. And I was listening to what Reverend Stephanie was saying last week about, if you're used to nagging, don't do that anymore. But then what do? I don't know about you, but that's what I heard growing up. And what if you're complaining? Well, nagging didn't work, so now you go complain, right? And when complaining doesn't work, then you go and gossip. Or if you really, none of it's working, what do? You start shouting. Am I identifying any families that you all were raised in? That's what this class is about. It's compassionate communication that will give you a new language, will give you a new understanding of not only where you're coming from, but how to deal with other people. They don't have to know compassionate communication in order to be responded to by you in a compassionate way. I mean, this shows up in our homes, our families, our children, our churches. Anybody have experience? Yeah? How can we shift? And it goes so beautifully with the eye of the storm. Marshall Rosenberg, who I have been so blessed to have experienced a week-long training with him when he was here in Atlanta, worked with the Nonviolent Communication group here. That's the name of his book. And you think, oh, my communication isn't violent. Think again. Anything that distances us from another person instead of connecting us with another person can be used as violence. Marshall himself changed it from nonviolent communication to compassionate communication. This has been so successful as he has traveled the world. One story, and I've got a little flyer back here for you to read. He walked into a Palestinian camp in Israel, and one man immediately started shouting at him, "Assassin, murderer, child killer." Marshall stayed in the presence, and he kept asking, are you feeling this way because, and he kept asking and kept asking. And finally he realized there were bombs, fragments of bombs around this Palestinian camp that had USA stamped on it. He kept talking to this man, and after 20 minutes, the same man invited him home to share a Ramadan dinner with him. This is the power of compassionate communication. We're going to begin an 8-week class beginning this Wednesday night at 7 o'clock. It's going to be interactive. There's going to be some singing. There's going to be some, we're going to work all of our levels of learning, from the kinesthetic to the visual to the auditory to group work. We're going to be busy, but it's an awful lot of fun. And it's life-changing. So please join me starting this Wednesday night at 7 o'clock in the adult classroom. Thank you.